I gotta do more stuff. I gotta learn this StreamYard.
That's why I was wondering why it says scheduled. That's why I was like, why it don't say live? It say scheduled.
You gotta speak
Yeah,
up.
so
You
I'm
know
gonna
what
have
I'm
to
saying?
start it all
And
over again. I didn't know. I was like, I guess that's new. I don't know.
I've been on here for almost a half an hour thinking I'm doing my thing. You know what I mean? I've been live on Facebook the whole time though.
Mm-mm.
I've been live on Facebook the whole time. Well, they're gonna get a half an hour show tonight. Uh, I bet folks are trying in too. Like, but nah, they would have came in the studio too, even though we wasn't live, right? See, it came in the studio. But they would have known we were live. I don't know because you came in and you were so yeah. If they have a link,
Well,
they can
I
just come to the
clicked
studio.
on one. I had clicked on one because it's two on there. The first one was like saying that it's coming, I guess. I don't know. I got on there and there wasn't nobody on there. So I
Well, we're gonna bring this in right. Welcome to your mess with your host Taibu Indeed. It's a fresh sound, y'all. Swag. Cold as a stranger from Pennsylvania, chilling in the DFW. Hey, growing up in Franklin, show 'em that I'm living. Already acting like I'm worth 20 billion. Shaking off these haters like snow from my boots. Champagne bottles and all show up out of town in all white boots. Feeling like the shit cause it's all right too. Government scandal put the state on trial. DAs and judges are the criminals now. The whole judicial branch is a fucking cash cow, so they might have to take me out before I take them all down. This is Man City. Welcome to Your Mess. We finally live over here, man. We was jumping it off Facebook. I got the whole deal. I don't even got the face. I got the camera facing me for the better picture, so I can't see whatever they're doing right now. I just got it on. But that's why you always double up, people. Always have that backup plan. You know what I'm saying? So we got the whole. I got the whole, show us up to date right now on Facebook, and I'll broadcast that and share that later. The show is about constructing a functional definition of what a good man is. And I was just talking about today's topic, which is women. Are men today more apt to catch feelings over rowboating than y'all? I'm talking about those simps. Shout out to Darius, who's the first person to use that word on my show. He wasn't the only one, he was the first one. Now, things have changed. Ladies want to have the right to rowboat whoever they want and still be treated like queens. They feel like they have that. Uh, and to the man, almost men are like, no, we're not going. But clearly, there are some lowered expectations. Maybe because there's more sips. Who knows? But clearly, a lot of men out there are wearing their hearts on their sleeves. They're catching feelings over over rowboating, and they shouldn't be. You're a mess. Who I want you on my show if you are. But women, let's keep it real. We're trying to get together a good definition of what a good man is. So let us know. Jump in here and let us know if um, men are catching feelings over rowboating quicker than you guys are. I would like to know it. Yeah, man. I gotta. It's if I see myself live, why I gotta go over here and click this 3 more times? You know what I'm saying? It's just it throws me off. But I got a good team behind me, y'all. I just want you to get the content, forget the show. It's 7:54. I was live on Facebook, not even on Instagram anywhere else, just on Facebook. But people had the link, so I don't think that they could not get in because we were in the studio. As long as we're in the studio, I believe those with the link could have came in and said, "Hey, what's going on?" You know what I mean? That's what I feel. Uh, right now, we're over on YouTube though. Taibu Movies is the channel. Check it out by name. I'll put it right here in the comment section for you to pass on to your peoples. Encourage them to join. Taibu Muadi, best of your mess. Let's go. Um, all right, we got Shay Houston here. And she's gonna give us the no joke, the I ain't no joke, right or wrong segment of the day. Take it away, Shay.
So today's right or wrong segment, like I
Okay, I love that song for you. The no joke, right or wrong segment of the day. Go ahead, go ahead. I'm gonna stop.
so today's right or wrong segment, they were discussing what's the difference in a guy having a high number and a female having a high number, and they're being, you know, marriageable. I think that's the word they was trying to make up or whatever. So she was just asking the question why, and we're gonna hear what he has to say, and if y'all feel he's right or wrong. Here we go.
Not go through a lot of shit. He was raised by his great great grandfather. I appreciate that. When a woman does and she's a hoe, even though a man can and he's a hoe, it's different for you than it is for me. Because emotionally, those women, we want a woman that can emotionally bond with us. Women are naturally oxytocin driven. Men are naturally dopamine driven. When women who become hoes, they are now, to a certain degree, dopamine driven and not oxytocin driven. So for that woman to actually pair bond with another person is almost impossible. That is biological. But you're the same dude that called.
Okay. So now, did you hear what they were saying?
Yeah. Uh
Was that a clear
I
definition
think
of why?
I think that they're wrong. You know, I think that they're wrong. I don't like when I don't want to be pulled into uh I don't want to be pulled into conversations about people when people are misconstruing the facts. The fact of the matter is the social construct and what woman the role she's supposed to play in a relationship. Those two things are the reason that women just should only have should only rowboat with 5 to 6 people her own whole entire life. Uh, there's no reason for her body, cavity to be filled with just I don't know, a bukkak, if you will, of just whoever and whatever, whereas a man outpours. So a man's outpours, so that's not where it's at for him. A man's like got the outpour, like he's playing. So a woman is accepting a lot of different proteins. I don't know what y'all want to call it. I'm just saying. So if a woman, if that's where she's at, she basically, and this is just my opinion. I mean, this is my show, so I'm going to say what it is. A woman becomes basically a woman that's not concerned about how many men she deals with and she rowboats with. Basically becomes a receptacle for just stuff, whatever. You know what I'm saying? Like just she doesn't see herself or her personage as preparing to be a wife and a mother. She's not preparing herself to like really bring value into a man's life. She's just out there basically trying to find whatever she can find as far as pleasure in the world, but she's not concerned about what that actually means to how she's putting herself out there. So I think for the social construct reason and biological fact right there is just that wanting mentally allowing well, mentally having to allow the opposite gender and sex to dump into you, no matter how you go about trying to clean that out or whatever the case may be. It's just, it's still, you can still look at it that way. Like, after so much has gone in from so many different sources, it's just like, what's the value there at that point? And people might not want to, especially women who have high body counts, might not want to hear that. But the bottom line is, that's the science. I don't know about dopamine and estrogen. I don't know about none of that stuff, but I know that a man pours into a woman. That's the actual. If you young people don't know what I'm talking about, you just know what I'm talking about. But bottom line is, that's the art of rowboating. The man pours into the woman. So a woman that doesn't care about what's being poured into her because she's just looking at the physical as situation, or she's looking at getting money from the situation, whatever the case may be, her deal is she still has to know that that's the fact of what's happening. So that's why they're wrong. They're talking about all different types of weird stuff. The bottom line is, a man, when he's shooting off whatever he's shooting off into the world, whatever's going on, it's a it's different when you're throwing something at somebody than when you're attempting to catch something that's thrown at you, right? So the bottom line is, it's there's a lot just in one scenario right there. To allow many different, football team size body counts, and greater. Like, if you want, many men can come inside your body. I don't know mentally how women get to that point where that's okay with them. Me and my former co-host Delante, we did a show for the ladies. Like, if we were women, this is how we would look at it, because we're men, we look at it. You know what I'm saying? So when it comes down to it, like, just can't really fathom that being my body part, and that how I treat it. Whatever the excuse is that people say, oh, some people have been to, some people been that. Well, that's their situation though. People that are forced into that situation, their minds already set like that. But for a woman to, like, it's like the same thing as like kids that are raised really well that want to go commit crime and run the streets. It's like you have to develop a thirst for that somehow, or somehow you're lured into that type of lifestyle. You believe that's what's for you. If any woman out there, young woman or whatever, believe that random uh, shaft is okay because this is a different day, it's a different 2022, just we can just do it like that. The science of it is you're saying that I'm now a receptacle for all this stuff to be poured into me. That's okay with me, and people know it. People might not know how high the count is, uh, per se. Like, no one's like under your bed or whatever. But the bottom line is that that's where I believe that they're wrong at, is they're not talking about what's real about it. The actual act of what's happening, of having something dumping into you versus shooting something out at somebody or into somebody. It's a totally different act. So it's a totally different mentality, bottom line. And if you ladies can empathize with us guys, like, can see it from our point of view, like, I'm the giver, you're the receiver. So if you look at it like that, that's why it's hard for me to let the act of rowboating the same as y'all, because I'm this is me. I'm putting this out there. I'm doing this like it's really. So for me, there's a mentality that I don't understand, and shocks me that women feel like it's the same for men, because we just have a different psyche because of the actual act of rowboating. So that's just where I'm at. That's just where I'm at with it. Uh, but so I think that they're wrong because they're missing the point. The actual anatomy brings into to play the psyche for me. For me, uh, if a woman gets comfortable to that point where any sailor that wants to rowboat will do, I just find it hard to believe that she can treat any sailor at that point special or can sincerely love that person, treat that person above all others because any because there really is that they all become nameless great faces now. You know, they what's the difference? You know what I'm saying? What's the difference now as far as what's happening anatomically? That's how I feel about it. But you don't have to agree. But that's just me. They're wrong for the fact of how they're trying to break it down. I can't even say they're right. You know what I'm saying? They're just wrong, and everybody should know it. And women know it. They're just doing it because these days and ages, the village not saying anything about women being loose. You know, at the end of the day, anatomically, uh, there's an issue there because there's no way you guys can ever have the same psyche as us when you're receiving into yourself a person, and that's not how it's going for us. For me as a heterosexual man. Go ahead.
I mean, I feel that they wrong, but the what she was talking about was like she wanted to know why, like what makes y'all different because you didn't sleep with X amount of people, she didn't sleep with X amount of people. Why should that matter in the long run? And then they said something into the effect of he was like, well, I'm gonna ask you to marry me. You're not gonna ask me. So I can go and marry somebody tomorrow, but you can't. And I'm like, I don't know if that
Let me ask you this question, Shay. I mean, you're a woman. I mean, if people are watching, they'll watch the replay, they're watching live on Facebook. Is sex the same? I mean, we talk about the acceptable number. I talk about that. I call it the acceptable number of body count. I want to call it. But is sex really the same for men and women?
it's supposed to be. But like he was saying, with emotional, we get emotional attached, when we sleep with somebody. Y'all sleep with somebody and it's like, yeah, next, whatever. You know what I'm saying? It was, you know,
Not anymore. There's a lot of sex out there. We're gonna discuss that a little bit after this. There's a lot of sex, not maybe not even maybe not never. Maybe women all have that PP. You know, saying that P power. Who knows? But I'm just saying, like, what I'm saying is, if you say that rowboating is the same for men and women, you have to be talking about a non-anatomical physical level. Now, at that point, I can say that yes, it's definitely, especially these days, it's rowboating is romanticized enough in all of our minds, from a baby up until we start doing it, actually physically doing it. That nowadays, I believe, above the physical level, the actual physical act, yes, I believe that rowboating now is the same for men and women for the most part. Uh, but physically, it's never the same. I'm letting ladies, it's never the same. It's not the same for men and for women. It's just, you know what I'm saying? That's just the bottom line. Because I mean, even the oral rowboating, it's not the same. It's not the same. There's no way. I mean, anatomically, it's just not the same. It's not the same thing. It's not the same thing. You know, uh,
and like I said, I
like
would never understand it. It just don't make sense.
so because of the anatomy, a man can go and be oral with a woman that's not his woman and come home, and when she goes to kiss him, she can smell easily what that other one on his face. A woman can go and be oral with a man that's not her man, and that same phenomenon is not going to happen. Is it? She can pop gum all home, and she's good. You know, I mean, that's the bottom line. She can kiss her man in the mouth and just got done, orally rowboating 12 different guys, the whole room. So I'm saying anatomically, from an anatomy standpoint, it's just not the same. So there's no equating it. The fact that women who equate sex the same for men and women, like it's actually the same act. They have what Freud called penis envy. So yeah, I gotta look that up. You know, that's what Freud called it. So that's what you let it suffer from. But it's not the same. If y'all didn't know the bottom line on a physical level, it's not the same. A lot more men, obviously, we can see the trend. A lot more men are being more emotional about the act of rowboating. I will give you ladies that. That's why I have it as my segment today. Oh my mama, you fools is out there soft. Y'all rowboating and y'all catching feelings and it's almost immediate. And she know it too. Mm. So yeah, I think as far as catching feelings because of the act, it's starting to even out way more than it ever had before or should. I was born in '75. Back then, no, it was not even close. Wasn't no dude catching
Way
no
back.
feelings over no chick. Wasn't no dude catching no feelings for no chick he was having sex with unless he put a ring on the finger. And then everybody knew that he had feelings for
In
her. Oh
75,
yeah, yeah.
back in the day where they was making love songs for women,
It was still, huh?
where they was making love songs for women.
Spitting game to women has nothing to do with having feelings for them.
That's the ones that was getting married back then. What are you talking about?
You
Having
better you better do
families,
your
going out
research.
working.
You better do your research.
In the 70s,
It was pimping and playing going on in the '70s. And the African household started to split up and started to be more single mom. But the government programs played a big part of that too. Don't get me wrong. Uh, but I'm just saying at the same time though, it was a lot more dads leaving the home to go play in the '70s than it was in the decade before, and the trend continued after that, especially because of the crack epidemic that hit in the '80s. So yeah, in our village, like I said, in other cultures. But the bottom line, the point I'm making is, if you ladies didn't know, it's not the same. So you can't. The count for men is different than women because it's not the same act. All right, that's the bottom line. You know, I mean, unless the man is uh, orally rowboating you, ladies, there's not any time when your uh, juices, if you will, are really thrown at him. He no, that's it's not the same. Whereas he's trying to throw all the juices he can at you and in you and on you. You know what I'm saying? It's just not the same. You know, anybody that watches PORN will tell you it's not the same. It's not the same physical act. So why you guys expect for it ever to be viewed the same is ridiculous to me. It's ridiculous. It's delusional. So we both said they're wrong. We both agree on that. I apologize to everybody that thought I was live and wasn't. I'll get better at using this system. It's a much better experience. It's cleaner. Uh, it's people can come on here and be heard and jump right on with the link. All good. So I just had to get better at using this system. It's my first full week really actually going hard with it. So now I know if I got to put a note up that says make sure you're live, keep tapping till your says you're live. When you see end broadcast, keep pressing buttons. Like I had to press a lot of buttons to get in the studio. Then 3 or 4 more tap it live. So I apologize for that. Those of you who were ready and thought I had gone live or forgot about you, it wasn't that situation. All right, we both say they're wrong. Moving on. Ladies, do you feel as if men these days are more likely to catch feelings over rowboating than you are? I'll give my opinion on that after we let the lovely, right or wrong, no joke, right or wrong lady give her opinion. What do you say?
Mm, with this generation, no.
Is that a yes or a no? I mean, I didn't even see your head shake. I couldn't hear you.
I said no.
This generation, no. Okay. Okay. So which generation do you believe that men were more active, and catch feelings over roboting than women?
Like my great grandpa, probably.
Oh, so you equate men staying with women as them catching feelings more than women.
Right, anybody can catch feelings, but for you to be in love with somebody like they love you, you know what I'm saying? That's what I'm talking
Hmm. All right. Uh,
about. I think it's a lot
if
of
you
lust nowadays.
if you look at the conflict that men have with each other and with their women over women doing the sneaky link or over women uh, telling fools to hit it, kick rocks, and they want to move around when they get tired of them, when they get done with them. And you look at how men are not willing to let go. I mean, we can't go very long without a story or hearing on the social media or regular mainstream TV. I mean, it just happens so frequently. It's just here's a guy that won't let go. His girlfriend breaks up with him. When I first moved here last year, a young man girlfriend tried to break up with him.
Power
And he,
off.
he murdered the young lady and caught an Uber away from the scene of the crime. So I just think based off of just the extreme stuff like that, guys just not wanting to let go after they sniff around a little bit, get a sniff. I think that it speaks for itself. I think that men are more apt to catch feelings over a good piece. And ladies, y'all gonna need to beware of these simps. That's why I'm trying to get y'all a definition of what a good man is. So stop just trying to use your snatch to make that catch. Take your time, be patient. If he don't want to wait around for you to get comfortable with who he is and that he's mentally stable in the day and age of mental illness, make sure he's mentally stable before you what they say, bust it wide open or whatever y'all be saying, y'all young folks these days. If you are not careful, you're gonna be like, "Oh, this is yours," and he won't believe it. Don't be telling that. Don't be telling him it's his. He gonna believe it if he ain't right. You don't want them problems. Trust me, you don't want them problems. Shoot, I've been through it personally. I had to move to the south to have something happen to me over a simp, someone that don't want to let go. Never seen nothing like it. So yeah, I think these days these guys be acting like they players and they pimps and they real G's, but really you give them some ladies and they gonna I don't know. It doesn't make no sense to me. It's conduct unbecoming a gentleman to wear his heart on his sleeve like that, to go out like that. It's the show. What was that show? Bridgerton's. That show right there should show you ladies that it's not the same. No matter how you romanticize it, it's not the same. Social constructs, especially in a European dominated society, it'll never be the same. You know, if you allow yourself to be a pleasure place, a McDonald's play place for somebody that's coming to get something to eat and they want something to do while they're there, if that's how you allow yourself to be used, ladies, that's on you. Um, but at the end of the day, it's not the same for him. It's not the same act for him. Trust me. Well, it looks like that is my time for the evening. Sorry, I actually clicked the button late, but we did give you the full content. Taibu Muad'Dib over here, thanks to StreamYard, man. On YouTube at Taibu Muad'Dib. You see the name on the screen right there, Muad'Dib Global. We are conglomerating. If you're lucky enough to receive a conglomerate document, follow the instructions. The Zoom will happen. I'll put the date out for the Zoom. That will be this time next week. So we'll have a date set, and we will have the first. I'm making history, y'all. I'm making history right here in front of y'all eyes. So watch the replay. Leave your comments and questions and concerns. I will run that reel. What did I say I'm gonna reel about, Shay? What reels are I gonna run? I was talking about it earlier. I gotta rewind my YouTube, my Facebook video to see. I'm gonna run a reel for us to discuss later on tonight to get that out there for you. But I'm gonna continue to come at this definition. What's a good definition for a good man? What is a good man? Y'all gonna have to come over here on YouTube to check me out. I will be exclusively on YouTube. I'm gonna tease y'all till I fade out. I think I'm gonna go. What's a good date? The end of August to be completely on YouTube. So I'm gonna blitz. I'm gonna blitz you guys and get you guys the messages and let you guys know you're not gonna want to miss it. If you're invited to the show, take the invitation seriously. Hit me up, inbox me, DM, let me know if the show doesn't start right on time. There might be a technical issue or something like tonight, just not really knowing how to use this good software here. I'm learning just as you guys are, so bear with me. I promised you a better experience, and here it is. You got it. We can screen share shades right around segments. We're going to practice that tomorrow so that we're ready for you guys tomorrow night. So you guys can actually see it. And we got that thing going on. It's coming. The reality show is coming. Party bus, nightclubs, a little bit of conflict is coming. You're a Mess, the reality show, man. We're gonna take season 1. We're gonna take the highlights, the people that put into that thing. We're gonna bring them back on. It's gonna be funky. We're gonna party because Dallas is one big party, ain't it, Shay? Shay, Houston, everybody. Thank you so much for joining us on tonight's podcast. Usually she says like bye or something like that, but maybe got a little bit of fatigue. It's been a long day. It's hot outside, 100 degrees all week long, all month long. But we love August though, best month of the year. Because I was born in August, best month of the year. Somebody called me a Cancer Leo because I was born right after July was over. Like you had to be born in the middle of August to be a real Leo, the hard Leo time. Like, what are you even talking about? What does that mean? If you're born on August 1st, you're number one. You top dog. You know what I'm saying? Shoot. I found that very interesting. Taibu Muad'Dib, man, giving y'all the funk and the real. What is a good man? We're gonna find it out. I'm gonna run my polls. I'm gonna get my answers. This is a poll. It'd be almost 2 polls an episode now until we get down to the bottom of this. There's so much area and room to cover. I'm going to run the poll about the man being attached to money. That was the poll that I'm going to run as well. Can a man not have any money at all to his name and still be considered a good man? We're going to get a definition out here for you ladies, for y'all to work with. Taibu Muad'Dib, I don't play no games. You already know what it is. Blink. Get off, man. Finish that. In the broadcast.